What's going on, family? And welcome back to my channel. This is Down to Earth Tarot. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your sun, moon, and rising down below. What is apparent to me, family, Capricorns and cross watchers, is this energy of someone, something, a behavior, or a place that number one has been on somebody's mind for a substantial amount of time, or has been having a lot of overwhelming thoughts about this person, place, or thing lately. Some of you it having to do with an air sign individual, or maybe you have heavy air or really a lot of fire in your chart, as we're looking here as well. But a situation being very emotional, being very tough, and with these pentacles underneath that page, and then this 10 of Pentacles here. For some of you, it is a family issue. Others of you, it may be a serious romantic relationship, long-term friendship when I think of the 10 of Pentacles. But we see somebody, under a lot of stress. And for some of you, with it being a financial issue, when I think of the Page of Pentacles, it makes me think of possibly being in a place or a situation where you are being taken advantage of, not getting paid what it is that you are worth, or not making, enough for what it is that you need. And then even underneath that, we see the Lovers here. Shout out to those of you with Gemini in your chart. But it's that Gemini energy, choices and consequences. And this really speaks to taking some major time out, but it really being a serious decision that somebody's making, whether to stay or go. And when I think of this overall energy with this King of Air, it really gives the vibes of cutting someone out, cutting something out. It makes me think of somebody getting like terminated or fired, letting somebody go, moving on, right? It also speaks to being very logical in a situation that may be overly emotional because of that family factor, financial factor. The fact that, you are romantically involved with somebody when we think of the Lovers. We have Gemini on the board showing up twice, the Lovers, then even here with the Magician, Aries as well, and lots of fire, the 5, the Page of Wands here, and then the Strength card here. So Leo and Gemini, really, the fire signs and heavy Gemini. But it taking a lot of strength and courage to address this issue, to come and talk about this thing, for some of you to go off on your own and separate yourself from someone. And there's something about this Page of Wands energy here that gives the vibes of somebody feeling like they're being impulsive or moving very quickly. But for some of you, it may be a situation where you're dealing with somebody who is very impulsive. And what I also think of with that Page of Wands is somebody who's reckless. So I think the polar opposite, Page of Wands, King of Swords. For those of you where you're dealing with an individual, somebody, if it's not you, the other person involved, getting ready, to make some adult decisions here, have a serious conversation, but really taking the mentally and emotionally mature route and making some serious decisions, setting a major boundary. Because for some of you, this may be setting up new parameters around or regarding a current relationship. And I get this energy of somebody, not wanting to fight here, not wanting to go back and forth, not wanting to, number one, get other people and outside people involved when I'm looking at this here. But also this energy for some of you that are being placed in the middle of something, having the strength to stay out of it, not choosing a side, not picking sides. And for some of you, it may not even be listening to either side. which really gets back into this strength card energy with having a lot of strength and courage. And it could be to not be in the middle, to not get involved. This Page of Wands, always in this scene where they're like at a distance watching, looking out at something or at a distance from something. So now I'm curious as to what is this conflict? Could even be a fire sign, but something you're very passionate about, or there's a lot of excitement, positive or negative, surrounding a situation. This energy of just like not wanting to be a part of it. Some of you have just mentally matured or outgrown a situation here with this King of Swords. Others of you, when I think of the King of Swords, I think of somebody protecting or being very aware of their reputation and their social standing. I also think that when I think of King and Queen of Pentacles, but sometimes it depends on the deck anyway. And it is a relationship that somebody is, evaluating, changing their perspective on, but heavy on this energy of needing to protect somebody's reputation, not wanting to be involved or put in the middle of something. And especially those of you that are being placed in the middle of something between two people that you love. This energy of not wanting to be a part of it. Of, again, setting a strong boundary that's going to be tough for someone and unfamiliar, new to them. But it really gives that somebody's just wanting to get to a solution here. And the solution is not engaging in whatever this conflict is. What's this conflict? This Five of Wands situation. Shout out to those of you dealing with a Cancer, Gemini, Aries, Cancer, Leo. For some of you, it gives me the vibes of somebody's being emotionally unstable. It also gives me the vibes of somebody not being able to move on from a situation, like something constantly being brought up. It also gives me the vibes of somebody being in a silent competition with someone. So whether it's you and this other person or somebody involving you in this secret or private competition that's going on in their mind. And really heavy with this energy here of somebody not being able to move past a conflict from the past. So what is this situation that you've moved past or this person has moved past where the person on the opposite end has not let it go, has an inability to let a situation go? For some of you, it's a physical move. Could be what someone does for work, whether that's, jealousy or not agreeing with what somebody does for money. What are these insecurity issues that are causing a problem? Is it a comparison thing? Or is it just a situation where somebody's not in a certain place and the fact that somebody is and within close proximity, it's getting up under somebody's skin? And I feel like for some of you, it does have to do with finances or family. I don't want to say school, but that could very well be the case when I think about this. But the 7 showing up, multiple 7s and multiple 5s. But somebody's inability to let something go. Also, these continuing insecurity, low self-esteem issues, wearing someone down. wearing someone down. Now, one more for this Queen of Wands. And again, lots of fire. That Strength card, the Page of Fire, the 5, the Queen of Wands, even that Magician, and the 5 of Pentacles, 555. What is this insecurity and abandonment issues that have pushed somebody clear out the door? Like somebody's insecurities getting the best of them. Or again, the fighting, arguing, being messy, gossiping, spreading rumors has gotten to be so much. Again, somebody's insecure actions, behaviors have indeed pushed someone away. Have pushed someone over the edge. And everybody looking angry and upset here in these 5s. That 5 of Cups, our girl Rose is crying. This 5 of Fire here, all the ladies are going at each other right at the bowling alley. Confusion, chaos, conflict. We see Big Blanche here crying. Raining, snowing outside, sleeting. For some of you, it's been very tough coming to this conclusion that you have to set this major boundary or cut somebody out of your life. It really gives this vibe of not wanting to do that, not wanting to walk away. Notice how she's, looking back. Notice how our girl here with the 5 of Cups is devastated just looking at the mess. It really speaks to somebody going over and over and over again in their mind about this particular situation here. And we see that back and forth. Another 6 here. The Lovers, and now the 6 of Pentacles. Always gives me the Libra vibes. But the trying to weigh out the pros and the cons, looking at the good and the bad. And for some of you, the way that she's leaning in one particular direction, you already know in which way that you're leaning. So whether you're considering giving this person another chance, or whether you're considering, separating, and leaving somebody alone here. Notice the way this 4 of Cups is. Sitting at home, arms crossed, legs crossed. And it really does look like a breakup. It really does lean towards somebody looking to separate themselves. Walk away from someone. Give a situation, person, some space. Give a situation or a person some space. Because for some of them here, they may be too close. Too close to make a decision, too close to make that final call. Again, it could be that a situation is very overly emotional, depending on the thing. But there's something else about this 7 of Cups. That there's many different ways that you are able or having options to deal with this situation, and really needing some time. And really needing some time to figure out which avenue you would like to go down. It really speaks to somebody trying to figure out the desired outcome and how to get there. Somebody's trying to figure out how to move forward in the most emotionally mature way possible. With that 7 of Cups clarified by that King of Cups. That's exactly what this is. And for some of you, a break is needed. Whether that's 4 days, 4 weeks, a little minute. Somebody's going to be quiet. Like awkward silence, barely responding to someone. And we've seen a lot of that being in this period of isolation until they're ready to make a major decision. And for some of you, until you're ready, till you're calmed down, So you're less emotional with this King of Cups to make a major decision, to communicate how it is you feel, or these new boundaries. There is somebody who needs to calm down before they express themselves with this Queen of Swords. And again, setting boundaries, giving ultimatums, but this is the Queen of cutting things off. It also speaks to somebody being very angry and bitter about a situation. So back to needing some time, back to needing to weigh out all of the options, all of the ways to address a certain situation here. Because I feel that there's this need, regardless of the situation between you and this person, to be very logical in the approach. To take all of the unnecessary emotions out of the conversation, out of the situation, and really getting right to what is causing the rift or the distance between you and this person. And again here, even with this Two of Wands, the energy of being at a distance before making a decision. Being at a distance before making this decision to come together and communicate, to reconcile, to cut ties with a person who is toxic, who may be controlling. For some of you, this has less to do with the person, maybe has to do with behaviors and or activities. Okay, somebody may be walking away from addictions or negative behaviors. It could even be negative people surrounding you. For some of you, it's not just one person. It may be a group or social circle, workplace, that somebody is indeed cutting ties with. And notice the threes. We see the Capricorns tapping with the devil, drop your birthdays. But this Three of Cups and this Three of Air, the threes coming together, alignment. Somebody needed to calm down. Somebody had to calm down before they could have a conversation. Somebody had to calm down before they had a conversation, before they could bring something to the table. And for some of you, I almost get this vibe of there's somebody who needed to gather information before they could sit down and have a conversation about why there's these new boundaries, why you're no longer dealing with someone anymore. There's this energy of needing to prove something to someone, having evidence for proof for when you have the conversation. And heavy on the proof. Notice the way he's holding this pentacle here, and it is exactly being held in the same way with this Ace of Pentacles. What is this need for proof? Are these text messages, emails? There is something that somebody has seen and that they are holding on to that someone is not aware of. But again, it clarifying somebody's actions, their intentions, and it is the reason that somebody is needing some space, some time to heal and or move on from a situation. So it's not rumors and gossip. And if it is rumors and gossip, there's proof of it. But there's something has been done and there's proof. And for whatever reason, you or this other person has felt the need to gather this evidence, gather this proof, as well as gather yourself and your emotions, getting everything in check. I feel like to have a sit down with someone. Some of you may just be walking away and not having a conversation, but for the majority of you, there's this wanting to get closure, have a conversation. For some of you, there's this wanting to get back together, fix a situation. Again, again, due to the history and the time that you all have put into something, whatever it is, relationship. But there is this need, to gather one's emotions before they address this issue. Whatever was done was really hurtful to someone. It was really hurtful to someone. And when I think of these two people here, for some of you, it could have been hurtful to your family and not just you. It could be a situation where, again, separating yourself is not just a separation from one person. It may be from many. It could be, in particular, a couple that you like. But emotionally, a situation has taken a serious toll on someone. 9 of Cups here. Yeah. Has taken a serious toll on someone. And now someone is ready to separate themselves, go off on their own. Somebody's realized that they're happier without someone in another situation. Somebody's recognizing that they're happier when they're not having to be caught up in the middle of certain situations. That they're not holding on to secrets, that they are not a part of a secret, that they are not part of lies, that they're not having to worry about somebody lying to them. There's a lot of stress being taken off the table by doing this thing or having the strength and the courage to walk away. And especially those of you that go to have the conversation and get no closure with the 7 of Swords. There's really something about that where, somebody's keeping something, everything may not be explained. It could even be a situation where somebody storms out. It gives the vibes of an immature conversation. Like, some of you may go to have this conversation and not get the answers that you want. Even though you are presenting evidence, you have the text, the emails, the receipts, the bank records, whatever it is. Some of you are waiting on answers that you will not get. And there's also this energy with the 7 of Swords of somebody answering immaturely or skating away from something as to keep the door open. Notice how we see the 7 and then the 6 of Swords here. And this big stand thing in there, a sign in the background. It really speaks to somebody, slipping away. Not answering any questions, not giving any closure, just moving on to something calmer, quieter. The block is less hot over here. In an effort to also have someone obsessed, back to that Devil card we saw earlier, wanting to know what's going on, wanting to reconcile that 3 of Cups that was on one side, that 3 of Swords that was on the other, and somebody being very hurt and devastated and wanting to reach out. It's all part of somebody's, master plan. As we see, while also this energy of having all the tools necessary to move forward and be successful, to make a play and move forward with it. It's also this energy of somebody being very manipulative and deceptive. And that's why somebody's going to have to drop somebody like they're a hot potato here. It is this energy of trying and trying and trying. Really trying to be the adult in a situation, mentally and emotionally, coming to have a conversation. And while some of you may get somewhere and be able to move forward to calmer waters and reconcile, let bygones be bygones when I think of the 6 of Swords as well. For some of you, this may be the final crossroad. That somebody, maybe, showing you their hand for one last time. Okay, Gemini and Libra here with this Justice card. Right. For some of you, this is a last chance to make a situation right, to apologize, to let someone know how you feel, for them to let you know how they feel. It also heavily speaks to somebody having the opportunity to tell the truth and really speak about how it is that they are feeling, letting somebody know that they are really wanting to work with them, There's a lot of you out there playing games right now, pretending like you don't want to work it out with somebody, and you really do. It really speaks to somebody's last resort is wanting to pull away or push someone away or leave them behind. What else for this Justice card? Heavy on somebody is trying to work this out. The fives, the 5 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles here, the 5 of Wands, and now the 5 of Swords. All of the 5 showing up. Those of you dealing with a Taurus, tap in. Taurus cross watchers or heavy Taurus in your chart. But the 5's a conversation. Somebody's wanting to work something out. Somebody is really trying to take this mental and emotional high road in an effort to save a situation. In an effort to bring a situation back together. Notice these opposite energies, right? The sun and the moon, but in an effort to get back in alignment. Okay? And in an effort to get back on track with somebody. And really to get you back to a happy place. Somebody is trying to have a conversation. A lot of you are really not wanting to let this situation go. It's very hard. And those of you that are having to walk away, that was literally the last thing you wanted to do was walk away. And for some of you, it is the last thing that you're trying to do, Ten of Swords. And that's the reason for the conversation. That's the reason for needing to have this break before you address this particular issue. But a situation has definitely reached a turning point. A turning point here. And it is indeed emotional. Who is this person that needs to apologize? Some of you dealing heavily with a fire sign or somebody who's very attractive. It gives the vibes of an ex or somebody who's inconsistent. Inconsistency being a major issue between you and or this person. What else for this Knight of Wands? Okay, Aquarius vibes. Shout out to the Capricorns born on the 17th as well with the star. So we've seen the star, the sun, and the moon. This is about getting back into alignment with someone who is not in alignment with you. And when I'm looking at that star in the reverse, there's a situation where, you know, it is looking like somebody has outgrown someone or you're not on the same course. So this separation, needing to go off on one's own, send a message, set a serious boundary, is really due to this change in life. Change in life, but it's also with the way that this is right here. It really speaks to having this deep bond. And for some of you, toxic, maybe pulling you down, a negative bond with somebody who maybe is not mature enough. Again, a season coming to a close. It could be permanent or it could very much be temporary. It really speaks to it being on this person. And for some people, why do I feel like it's addiction? Somebody's immaturity. It could be lack of growing up. It could be a lot of things, but it really gives a childlike focus or lack of focus. That is the reason, again, somebody's needed to sever ties and go off on their own. Somebody has been waiting, trying to give somebody time, trying to give somebody space. It is the trying to avoid hurting somebody's feelings. It is the trying to avoid having a negative conversation. It is the trying to avoid having to give an ultimatum here. But really, there's a relationship that is under review. And somebody's getting ready to make a major call. Capricorns. This reading just went on and on and on, didn't it? Please drop this person's sign if you know it down below. Hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know it resonated for you, and I'll be checking in with you very soon, Capricorns. Keep it real.